Imagine waking up one day and realizing that you can't hear. For most people, this would be a devastating blow. But for Ludwig van Beethoven, it was just the beginning of his greatest journey. Beethoven was one of the most celebrated composers of all time, but he faced many challenges throughout his life. He was born into a poor family and had to work hard to support himself and his siblings. He also struggled with his health, including deafness, which began to affect him in his early 30s. Despite all of these challenges, Beethoven never gave up on his dream of becoming a composer. He continued to write music, even though he could no longer hear it himself. His music is some of the most powerful and moving ever created, and it has inspired people all over the world for centuries. In this video, we will explore the real-life story of Ludwig van Beethoven and learn how he overcame his challenges to achieve greatness. We will also discuss how his story can inspire us to never give up on our own dreams. One of the greatest musical geniuses of all time was Ludwig van Beethoven. However, the majority of people are unaware of the tragedy and suffering that marked his life. Which sense of all your senses would be the cruelest to lose as a musician? Beethoven's hearing loss at the height of his career was perhaps the greatest sorrow he had experienced. His father was a court musician and a music teacher, therefore he was born into a musical family. But because of his addiction, he started drinking excessively. He started gradually losing his voice and his social standing, which made it challenging for him to make a living. He took over his son's music career since he projected his own failing career onto him due to his unmet goals. He was a very strict instructor. Beethoven would scream about how he was embarrassing the family whenever he performed poorly. Beethoven received a penalty for even the smallest error. Even worse, his father would lock him in the cellar. Beethoven struggled academically as well. He most likely had dyslexia. Although he began writing sophisticated music at a young age, he apparently lacked the ability to multiply or divide. He had issues with spelling as well. He gave off the idea that he wasn't particularly smart, even in his musical studies. Are you sure about that? One of his first instructors remarked, "As a composer, he's hopeless." Beethoven had to leave school at the age of 16 and take care of the family after his mother passed away due to his father's heavy drinking. His mother was his dearest friend, and her passing affected him terribly. But regrettably, he had no time for lamentation. He had to teach private music lessons to anyone who would pay him in order to put food on the table. His romantic life was also not very fulfilling. Although he developed romantic feelings for a number of the young women he was teaching privately, he was never able to wed the woman he loved because he wasn't born into the world. Beethoven's hearing loss, which started when he was 28 years old, was possibly the worst sorrow he had experienced. By the age of 44, he had lost all hearing. This was very tragic for a man whose entire life had been dedicated to music. He received a truly wonderful gift, but it had a shelf life. He was deaf, but he didn't let that stop him from writing. How he never gave up on his potential is extremely motivating. Over 700 works were written by him during his lifetime. Even his greatest achievements were born out of tragedy and suffering. The melody that was inside of him could not be taken away, not even by total deafness. Because he wrote about what it was like to be Beethoven and a human, his music is so groundbreaking. If Beethoven could overcome deafness to become one of the greatest composers of all time, then anything is possible. No matter what challenges you face in life, never give up on your dreams. Keep working hard and pursuing your passions, and you will eventually achieve your goals. What is your narrative then? Thank you for joining us on this journey, Ludwig van Beethoven's life. We hope you were inspired by his story of perseverance and determination. Stay tuned for more empowering stories on the growth journey. Until next time, keep striving for greatness.